But what you're looking at here is a pile of bricks. In today's video, I'm going to build a rocket stove. Actually, specifically a brick rocket stove in my backyard for cooking with cast iron or Dutch ovens, for backyard Dutch oven cooking. And on this rocket stove, I'm doing it basically for free. These are just some landscape bricks that were at this house that we bought 3 or 4 years ago. I've collected them up and made a pile of them, and they've been sitting back there collecting dust and spiders for years, and I decided to finally put them to good use. So this is not the rocket stove itself. This is just an elevated platform that I built so that I can get the rocket stove up to the top level of my back deck here and use it for cooking on. So this is all just an experiment, building this brick rocket stove. And this is a pretty sturdy structure, and it's just stacked up. There's nothing is mortared in place. I want it temporary because hopefully next year I'm going to be rebuilding this back deck. But I just wanted to show you how I put this together. These bricks are the scalloped style brick. You can kind of see the curved ends of them there. And all I did was break them in half, stacked them up on top of a couple of cinder blocks. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to build the actual rocket stove on top of this. And this is what I'm using. I've got 24 full bricks. These are about 100+ year old bricks, maybe 137 years old, because they came off the chimney that was removed from our roof when we had our roof redone. I've got 2 bricks split in half. I didn't cut them in half. They're already broken in half, so they're not real clean bricks, but I'll show you how I put that together. And then I'm using a piece of hardware cloth with 1/4-inch squares. So that's the entire stove right there. 24 full bricks and 2 split in half, so 4 half chunks, and the hardware cloth. Let me get this set up and I'll show you how I'm going to put it together. So here I'm going to start laying out a couple of bricks to make a channel going all the way through or across the bottom of the stove, and that way I can have a clean out on one side and air intake on the other. I'm just trying to get the spacing set correctly. This is just a little bit different method than some of the stoves I've seen built on YouTube. This is just a way for me to be able to clean it out, and I'll show you how that comes out as we progress here. I was just putting that one little brick up there to get my spacing, and then these 2 will hold the hardware cloth, which will allow air to come up below the wood or the fuel source and hold the wood up off at the bottom of the stove. Just trying to figure out which bricks to use where. That one has a little bit of that little half piece has a little nub on the end of it, which is going to be perfect for this next brick I put up here, so that it holds it up on both sides as I set it across the back of the stove. And that one will actually form the back of the burn chamber on the back side of that hardware cloth. So to make these first 2 layers, actually the second and the third layer, it's going to take 3 solid bricks and then that 1 small half piece. Just alternating each brick as it goes up there so that you're not having a seam go from the bottom of the stove all the way to the top. And just try to set them in there as squarely and as tight up against each other as you can, so that it has the minimal amounts of air leaking in and out of the stove. Alternating which side I put that little half piece brick. Here I realized that would be better in the other direction, so again it has that little bump sticking out of it, helps hold up that brick that bridges that gap. And then just continue to lay the bricks around there. This is the first layer really that forms the chimney. And ultimately you can go as high as you want to go. I'm trying to make mine a height that will be easy for me to put a pan on top of it. Well, we made it to the end of the video despite all the noisy construction across the street. I appreciate you hanging in there if you made it this far, and consider subscribing and give me a like if you liked the video. I'll be doing some cooking videos on this rocket stove in the near future. Thanks for stopping in. See you on the next one.